Hi everybody, welcome to part 2 of the intermediate tutorials for Microsoft Word, formatting tables and inserting tables. In the previous tutorial I showed you how to insert a simple table, and in this tutorial I'm going to take it a step further and insert a more complicated calendar with different text boxes and formatting. There are two ways that we can insert a table such as the one on my screen, a calendar. Microsoft Word 2010 offers us a template so that we can use their template, add our own information, and be done rather quickly. The other option we have is to draw out a table ourselves, insert all the rows and columns, and then format it how we like. I'm going to show you both ways. First way, if I open up a new document, I want to change my page layout to a landscape. When you're working with a calendar, often it's more fitting to have your page layout to be a little bit more stretched out. Now I'm going to go to Insert, Table, and I'm going to go to Quick Tables. They offer you different types of calendars, and if I even scroll down further, they offer you data tables. You can have different columns of information. You might just want a table that has a title and some numbers, but I'm going to show you how to make a calendar. I'm going to click on Calendar 2, and I'm going to stretch this out. I'm going to resize it to fit my page. And notice that they've already given you the month, they've put the days of the week, and they have the numbers. Now, if we wanted to make this December 2012, we would obviously have to change these numbers according to our date. So Saturday will be December 1st, Sunday December 2nd, and then Monday December 3rd, and so forth. I can format my table just as I did in my previous tutorial. I can highlight, I can change the fonts. Oops. I can change the size, change the color, center it, underline it, and if I want to drag this up a little bit, all I did was I clicked on the row and I dragged it up. It's in the middle. I might want to change my days of the week to be green. I might want to change my numbers to be blue. It's really whatever you choose to do. You can also click on the table with the 4 arrows, and if you double click that, it can give you different color choices. Again, Word gives you pre-formatted colors. You can choose whatever you'd like for each month or whatever you're doing. Okay, you can make it green. You can have a green solid row for your top. And that's all there is to making a calendar with the template that Word provides for you. The next step I'm going to show you is how to do this on your own, how you would create your own formatted calendar to fit your needs. Insert, Table. I'm going to make my calendar 8 rows and 7 columns for 7 days in the week. And I'm going to highlight my top row, because in a calendar our top row doesn't have these separate cell blocks. They have one cell block. So I'm going to merge these together. I'm going to right click and I'm going to click merge, and notice my lines disappear and now I have a title row. I'm going to go to home, type Harrington as my font, make the size maybe about 26, center it and say December 2012. Now I want to create some spaces for each cell block, so I'm going to click enter 4 times, and now notice it spaces out across each column. I'm going to do the same for each one. And notice my row goes a little bit onto the next page, so I'm going to drag my table up here. Okay. It still goes underneath, so maybe I'll make this a little smaller. Okay, good. Now, And you can always format this if you want to take a row away. We can highlight a row, right click, delete the cells, and it can delete an entire row. Okay, that's probably fine. You know, I started with more cells and more rows, but you can always delete them. So now that I've created this, I can go ahead and in this column here, I'm going to type in the days of the week. So I'm going to type in Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. In order to format this, I would highlight, I can center it. Now, because this is my column, my row, where I have just the days of the week, I can simply make this row a little bit skinnier. Okay, and I can shift down my table if I want a little bit in the center of the page, and I still am fine with my boxes. Now, I know that Friday is the, Saturday is the 1st of December, so then that would make Sunday the 2nd. All I'm doing is clicking inside the box and typing in the numbers. I'm going to stop here because you get the idea of how to insert the numbers. I'm just simply typing in text. I can format my days of the week by changing the colors. I can change, just like I did on my template, I can highlight the numbers and change them to be red if I choose. Okay. If I wanted to add an image for Christmas Day, I can add a Christmas tree. If I come into Google and I type images and I type Christmas tree, I can find a picture of a tree, copy it, come into here, and we can put Christmas here. Now notice it made my table really funny. If I resize it and I wrap my text to be in front, there we go. So now I have a little picture to say that it's December 25th. Okay, so that's how I would do that. Another option that I can do is I can add a text box. So let's say that this was a calendar for your students and you were giving them a month's worth of projects. If you go to Insert, Text Box, and you go to a simple text box, let's say I want to give them from Monday to Friday to complete a worksheet or a lab or whatever you're doing in your class. I assign it on Monday, they have till Friday. I'm going to type in Science Lab number 1, and I'm going to shrink this up just a little bit because I don't have a lot of text. I'm going to go to Home, Bold, make it red, make it centered, and now I have a text box to show my students that from Monday to Friday, you have to work on a science lab. I can double click this and I can change the fill. I can change this to be a green. I can change my text color again. Okay, and let's say I wanted to add something else to this week. I have my text box. Maybe underneath on Friday, I have homework number 4 due. I can add that text underneath as well. So you have a science lab due this week, you have a homework number 4 due. Perhaps here in this box, I have class trip money due. Maybe on Wednesday of this day, I have a winter concert. Okay, this is all, you know, you can fill in whatever you need for your given class. If this is something for the parents, you can fill in all of the different activities at the school for the month, when homework is due, etc. Now let's say I wanted to use this text box again. I can copy it and I can paste it. I can recreate a text box, or I can use the one I have. The beauty of this again is that I can shrink this to be, maybe I'm going to give them 2 days to work on a writing project. Okay, maybe I assign it Thursday and it's due on Friday. So now again, I can double click this. I can change the color. Maybe I want this to be yellow and my text to be black. I can add pictures just like I did any other document. Just be sure that you wrap the text. If you double click and you wrap your text, just make sure the image is wrapped within so that you can resize it and move it around. Maybe you want a Christmas tree up here to fit in your title bar. You can do that. If you want to have a symbol for the first day of Hanukkah, you can find a menorah and put that there. Again, it's really your preference. So now the last thing I want to show you is formatting the outside of the table. Double click. You can change the shading. You can make this whole calendar yellow if you wanted. You can make it purple. You can keep it white. You can change the style over here. Okay, they give you all different options, and if you scroll over each one, it shows you what it can look like. I'm going to go with a green. Okay, and the last thing you can do is you can change the border. So you can give it a solid border, okay, just around. So perhaps you want your border to just have a dark line around the calendar. You can have them, you can add lines for the entire thing, around the whole thing, whatever you'd like to do. You can add a border if you want to add, let's say, some trees. You can go ahead and add some trees and move your table down to fit it in the box. You can do that. We've added a Christmas tree for our image. If you wanted to add word art instead of just typing in December 2012, you can insert word art. And maybe you want to type December 2012. Put that right in the middle. Move your tree. And that just makes it a little bit fancier. You can add a header. If you insert a header, you can maybe type the word name so each student can write their name. And you can move your table down just a little bit so that you have room for your name. Okay, and then you can always go back and fix. If you have your table running on to the next page, that's no big deal. You just adjust the different sizes. Okay, so there are two different ways that you can make a calendar. There are also other available templates in the table, the quick table menu with data and things like that. So I hope that you have found this useful. Please don't forget to upload a calendar to your Google site. If you've already done a table, that's fine. This is just like an extra step. If you'd like to do some extra practice, please feel free to practice making a sample calendar, upload that. And we look forward to having you in our advanced tutorial word sessions. Thanks and have a great night.